can see is that we are facing heavy fighting between the force faithful to Bagbo and the others that we are calling invisible forces, because they are a group of armed people not really identified, but definitely in favor of Ouattara and holding keeping the situation in this area of Abobo. Probably they are going to spread out of this area and go further. And of course, the victims are the civilian population that have to live in front of heavy fighting that are going on.
Jacques Franquin, thank you very much for joining us over the line from Abidjan, and good luck with your work. You're with Al Jazeera, tracking developments in Libya, including fleeing any way they can and with whatever they can carry. Thousands of foreign nationals scramble to get out of Libya. And how doctors brought this baby back to life by freezing her brain. Ella's story when we come back in a couple of moments. Do stay with us.
In 1984, a new energy company was born, here in Qatar. In 1996, it began production, bringing pride and recognition to the nation and destined to touch the lives of billions of people around the world. Learning quickly from the world's experts, by the end of the decade, we'll be producing 42 million tons of liquefied natural gas a year for markets in Europe, Asia, and North America. Energy that is reliable. Energy that is safe. We are proud of our achievement and technological breakthroughs. We are proud of our people. Most importantly, we are proud of our responsibility to deliver energy to the world.
Welcome back to the top stories on Al Jazeera. Funerals have been held in Libya for rebel fighters who were among 14 killed when warplanes bombed the Brega oil terminal on Wednesday. Anti-government fighters say they've now cleared the area of government forces. The US president has his strongest words yet for Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi, saying the whole world is outraged by his actions.
Those who perpetrate violence against the Libyan people will be held accountable. And the aspirations of the Libyan people for freedom, democracy, and dignity must be met.
And security forces in Cote d'Ivoire have killed at least 6 women who were marching against incumbent President Laurent Gbagbo. Meanwhile, the government has cut vital supplies of electricity and water to opposition strongholds in the north. Concern is growing for foreigners who are unable to leave Libya. The United Nations says that unless more is done, they'll be left stranded and in danger. Al Jazeera's James Bays has more.
Arriving in Tunisia, the flow of people fleeing Gaddafi's Libya continues.
Sit down, please. Sit down, sit down, sit down.
More than 95,000 in 10 days. Egyptians, Bangladeshis, Vietnamese and Chinese. However, one UN agency says it's concerned about the nationalities that aren't coming across.
The fact of the matter is that today we're not seeing West Africans, we're not seeing Sub-Saharan Africans coming out of the borders. The information that we are getting from inside Libya is that most of those nationals are terrified. They're living at home, they're hiding, their fear of being victims of xenophobic violence. We're getting emails of people who say they're running out of water, they're running out of food, they're running out of medicine.
Among the thousands of people who've left Libya, we found one group from Ghana. We were told Africans are being forced to fight by Gaddafi's loyalists.
I've even set my eye on some of my brothers in Zawiya. They will catch all of the blacks people and they will give you gun and they will be at the back and they are saying that we should go forward and fight, whilst we don't even know how to fight.
They were beating us, harassing us, they killed some of them. Plenty people, they've killed some of them in Zaria, Sirte and Benghazi, some of them.
So was it quite terrifying when you came on this long journey to the border?
On the road, we have about 100 barriers on the road. But the soldiers on the road, all of them, they are thieves.
While conditions here at the border continue to ease, the area of most concern now is those that haven't made it this far. People who, because of the colour of their skin, are in hiding, fearful of both the government and opposition supporters inside Libya. James Bayes, Al Jazeera, on the Tunisian-Libyan border.
And the plight of foreigners trapped in Libya is also a concern for the UN Refugee Agency. Sibella Wilkes spoke to us from Geneva and started with the latest on aid efforts on the Tunisian border.
We've already established a camp with a capacity for 10,000 people. We're bringing in more tents. In the next 24 to 48 hours, we hope that the capacity of that camp will double. But it is a huge challenge. It's very cold at night, but we are hearing that particularly the water and sanitation situation is very critical. So it is imperative that people are helped to get home as quickly as possible. We're in touch with literally hundreds of refugees who say they're feeling absolutely trapped in Libya. They say that they're feeling hunted, they're feeling targeted. But from what the refugees have been telling us, they're saying that all Africans from sub-Saharan Africa are very much at risk at the moment. There's huge suspicion that they're involved as being mercenaries with the Gaddafi and pro-government forces. So this is obviously putting a target on them. They say that they're extremely frightened even to go out onto the streets to find help, to find food. We've heard a number of accounts of refugees being attacked. We've heard a number of accounts indeed of refugees who've been killed.
In northwestern Iraq, at least 9 people have been killed by a suicide bomber. Police say the bomber was targeting Iraqi soldiers collecting their paychecks at a bank in the town of Haditha. And at least 9 people have been killed in a suicide attack at a police station in northwestern Pakistan. Officials say a lorry carrying explosives rammed into a security checkpoint in the town of Hangu. Around 30 others were wounded. The blast was so powerful that houses and shops in the area collapsed. Meanwhile, a court in Lahore has ruled that a CIA contractor accused of murder will not enjoy diplomatic immunity. Raymond Davis claims he acted in self-defense when he shot at the 2 Pakistani men. His detention has strained relations between the US and Pakistan. In Yemen, thousands have again been demonstrating in the capital Sana'a and the northern city of Saada. A senior government official says President Ali Abdullah Saleh will respond positively to an opposition roadmap for him to step down. Now, amid tensions between the US and Mexico over the death of a US immigration agent by a suspected